Thanks, David,
Okay.
for having me here. And we're here to talk about charts. So whatever you guys want to look at, just type it in the chat area and we'll take a look. And maybe before we start, I'll pull up, let me see if my charts are loading okay. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through before we start so you know what you're looking at here. Because what I used to do way back when is I had different setups, different charting setups, depending on what type of trading I was doing. So maybe if I was day trading, I'd look at the hourly chart, a 5-minute chart, and a 1-minute chart. That's it. Yeah. And if I was swing trading, I'd be looking at maybe the daily chart, the weekly chart, and the hourly chart. And in my long-term trading, I'll be looking at the monthly chart and the weekly chart and the daily chart. Yeah. So what I decided over time, instead of having different setups, I just put them all on one setup. So I just need to look. So I know my eyes just kind of zoom in and hone in on whatever I'm doing. So if I'm day trading, I'm kind of focused more down here. I'm also looking at the daily. If I'm swing trading, I'm more kind of here and here. And longer term trading, I'm looking over here and I'm looking over here. So kind of I've trained, this is a setup I've been using now for probably about 10 years. Haven't changed it since. So everything I'm used to, when you get used to a setup, then you know where to look and you get very comfortable with it. So this is kind of just to give you a bit of an idea of a setup. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we've got ES and NQ from Randy. Okay, Randy, let's start with the ES. I know we had FOMC yesterday, but let's go through ES and let's see what's going on. And what we'll do is we'll take it from the top down. So we start on the monthly chart. And this is, we called the top in our trading room in this as it happened. And the top of this was called actually on the weekly chart. I'll just show you this and then we'll go with what's happened and what's happening right now. Okay. So if we look on the weekly chart, that's something that we're very, very good at doing, is catching tops and bottoms in the bigger time frames for big moves. Okay, so we caught the bottom of the market in the COVID crash, and we caught the top of the market, which was over here. Now, this is a structure, just so you understand, this is a basing structure with a breakout of this base over here to new highs, and then a reversal bar. Once this bar closed, we said this is the top. And you can see it's been the top ever since. So moves up are sellable. And I know we had a nice run up here, but ultimately it came down. So the bigger picture is the market put in the top there and the market's been going to the downside if we look on the weekly. Now, if we look on the monthly chart, we can see, now I want to take you through this step by step so you can see what a top looks like and the way that we analyze it. And I'm going to give you 3 ways in which there's a 3-pronged approach on a backdrop of multiple time frame analysis that we analyze every market. So what we do is we look at the trend, and I'm going to share with you the end of or during this presentation just of how you can actually take the training and come and join our trading room, and you'll do it in a way different to probably more different to maybe how other people explain trend. But I'm going to show you how super powerful this is. So this was the bottom of the market. This was a COVID crash in March. Everyone knows March 2020. We had this doesn't look like a crash after that, but as it happened, it was a market crash. But the market hit here and recovered. We called the bottom down here, and I can show you that later if you wish. But we started this massive uptrend, which was the biggest uptrend we've had in the history of the stock market. Okay. Now, what happens is the market's moving up. How do I know the market's topped out? I just showed you one of the signs on the weekly chart, but how do I know on the monthly chart that it's a top and I should start thinking sell? So this is what happens. We get a bar like this. This is a bar off the top, off the highs. Yeah. And what this bar did was change the trend by going below here, by going below the low of this bar. Okay, as you go through the training, how to read the trend, you'll understand why. But at the moment, we just broke the uptrend. Plus, the second thing that we look at is price direction. The direction now is pointing down. It's a simple question you ask yourself. Is price moving up or down? So the answer is now, if we look at this chart, the price is moving down. Now, again, that's what we go through every day in our trading room. and you can come and join and see how we put this into practice on a day-to-day basis. It's pretty accurate, and it will work most of the time, okay? The majority of the time. So you see the markets moving to the downside. So we have our two-prong approach so far is the trend has just been broken. It's not in a downtrend, but it's no longer in an uptrend, okay? There's a distinction between the two. You need to know what state the market is in at every stage you look at, so you know what you should be doing. So let me ask you a question, and you guys can answer it in the chat area. If you are in an uptrend and you just broke to new highs and sold off and broke the uptrend, is it a good idea to be on the buy side or sell side? That's the first question. The second question, if you were in an upward moving market and now direction changed to the downside, do you want to be on the buy side or the sell side? There's the two questions. Now, the third question is, where are we in terms of supply and demand? Well, this bar set up a supply zone, which I've marked over here. So let's see what happens next. The market moves down, and we set up a supply zone here from the top of this bar to the bottom of the body. So if the market were to go back into that area, what have we got? We've got supply. What do you want to do if the market is not in an upward moving market? We just broke the upward moving market and we hit supply. Isn't that a great place to be on the buy side or the sell side? What do you want to do there? You want to be on the sell side. Okay. So we asked three questions now. What market are we in? We just broke the uptrend. The market's pointing direction-wise to the downside. Yep. And we've got a supply zone overhead, which was formed as the market topped. So I can say definitively, this is the top of the market. So let's see what happens next. And this is, by the way, this is not after the fact. This is as it's happening. After the fact, everyone can trade. Everyone can look at the chart and say, well, we buy here and we sell that. We do this in our trading room every day as it's happening before it happens. And that's the key. You need to make the decisions as it's happening. So you need to have a toolkit, a way of analyzing the market so you know exactly what's happening. Having a trading plan or a strategy that doesn't take into account market context is a waste of time, because sometimes it will work and sometimes it won't, and you won't understand why. It's a bit like driving a car. You don't want to drive the car the same way in different road conditions or in different parts of the world where maybe you're driving on different sides of the road. You know, if you're in England, then you drive on a different side of the road than you are in the US. Yeah, in England, you drive on the right side of the road, I believe, and in the US on the other side. Oh, I've got it the wrong way around. But either way, it's the other side of the road. Even the car has the steering wheel on the other side. So it's important to know the context in which you're trading in which the market is. So you understand how to analyze what's going on, so you know what the best odds are. So if we see this, let's see what happens next. The market goes back up. Now, let's ask the three questions again. Where are we situated at the moment? Well, we just identified this as a supply zone. So we're in supply. Do you want to buy in supply or sell in supply? Well, there's a point to the sell side. According to market direction at the moment, we're pointing to the upside. So that means buy, but you're in supply. So that kind of cancels it out. You don't want to buy in supply. Yeah. And who wants to? You want to buy in demand, not supply. Plus, what market are we in? Well, guess what? We're not in an upward trending market anymore. We just broke the trend, and this is the first pullback to supply. So that's a sell. Okay. It's not an upward moving market. So we've got 2 points to the sell side, 1 point to the upside. Off the market highs, the odds are we're going down. And let's see what the market does next. So I see this and I'm thinking sell. Sell, sell, sell. There's no other option. Sell. Could it go up? Yeah, of course it could. But what are the odds in this situation in the market? It's a sell, according to the way I analyze the market. Let's see what the next bar of the market does. This is a monthly chart. We get the biggest monthly bar down. Now, what happens next? We're likely going to go below this area and continue down. So let's see what happens. Here we do. We go down to the next area of demand, which happens to be here, and the market pushes up again. Now look at the tail here. The tail is a bit more on the bottom side to the upside than the upside. So that means, well, in this scenario, it means we could go up, but we went further down. But watch out. Let's see what happens next. We go back up. Why? Look left. We have a demand area over here. So what do you want to do on this market moving up? Do you want to buy it or sell it? Well, we're back into an arrow. Notice, if you look at the trend here, there's a lower low, lower high, lower low. What do we expect here? Lower high. What happens? We continue to move down. Now let's go to present day. This is where we are now. Now, let me ask you a question. The market just moved up to an area of supply. This is supply in a downward moving market. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We're in a downtrend. So when you move up to supply levels in a downtrend, what's likely to happen? We're likely to go down until we don't. So this is a downward moving market. Okay, everyone following so far? So that's the bigger picture. Now, what happened this week? Well, the market moved up, if we look on the weekly chart, to a supply area, which I identified by here. So what are the odds this week, up or down? Even if it's going to go down, because this move broke above this pivot, so this move down may get bought, but it's going to move down maybe to go higher based on this time frame. But up here, the odds are on both time frames down, so down this week. Now, go down to a daily chart, let's see what happened. So we're going down from this area. And notice this was yesterday was FOMC pushed the market down and we came right back down here. So the odds are further down. Now, anywhere here, we could potentially go up, but we've gone below here. So it's not looking bullish. This upward moving market got broken. So it's looking more likely that moves up may get sold unless this ends up being the bottom of the market. Okay. So that's basically, if you look at this, this is an upward trend within this market, or this market, which is downward moving market. Does that make sense? Right, you want me to look? So I did the ES. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. Any other markets you want me to look at? Feel free to type it in the chat area. Let me see if I can type. Can I type to everyone? I can. Okay. You guys want to look at anything else? So we look at the ES, the NQ is slightly different. Any of my traders in here? If you are, say hi. Okay, so let's have a look at a few other markets now. Okay, let's look at actually, let's go over the bottom here from March. Okay, how do you pick? We looked at how we pick a top, but let's have a look at how we pick a bottom. How do we know? I think we could do this on a weekly chart. We have to go back to, I think it's here, and really on a daily chart. This is the March drop. Let's go back onto a daily chart. Let's see if we can go that far back into March 2020. Okay, you finding this useful, guys? How to actually analyze the markets? We're almost there. Let's see if I can recognize what it looks like. Not there yet. Here we go. This is it. Okay, so let's go through this. This is okay. Let's go through this. So this is the COVID drop, yeah? And the market's moving down, downward moving market. Okay, so we can see this, lower high, yeah, lower low. Okay, so let's see what happens there. Yeah, we can go down to the current market condition. I just want to show you two main things here, and then we'll go down to the current market now on the smaller time frames. So what market we're in at the moment? Downward moving market. How do we know it ends? How do we know it ends? Not yet. Still downward moving market. Now I know once we went above here, this bar here, I know we're not in a downward moving market anymore. We just broke the downtrend, and I want to be buying pullbacks now. We're going higher. This ended up being the bottom. So let's see what happens next. We go up and then we pull back and we go sideways, we go higher. And you can see if we go all the way to the right and squish this down, this was the bottom of the market, and we called it, and we called the top of the market. And these are big moves, okay, if you catch them as a long-term trade. Okay, let's go to current market conditions now. So that means we're going down to the lower time frames. Okay, so Today, we are, well, this was FOMC. We pushed up to kind of supply levels and sold off. We broke this level. So we've broken the upward trend on the E-mini, so on the daily trend. And the market continued, broke down here and continued to sell off. We reached demand levels again over here, anywhere in here, and we're kind of running up. We put in a bottom here, at least temporarily intraday. Okay, at the moment, the market's moving up. Okay, currently direction here is up. We've got a reversal bar over here. So what you want to be doing when you get a bar like this is buying a pullback that maintains 50% retracement. So if you look at this hour, what happened today, 11 o'clock, you want to be buying that. We go down to a 5-minute chart. And here's your buyable pullback. Now, how can you get into this? Well, there's many different ways depending on how you're trading. You can wait for this reversal bar, and you can wait for this to put in a higher low, and you can get in here and ride this. And what's happening right now, if we get this pushed to the upside and this closes up solid, then we may continue up. If we fail to do that, we may come down again, okay? Because we're coming closer to kind of an area where we may go down. And if you look and see why we stopped where we did over here, watch this. This is the point, the area. If you look over here, if we mark it like that, if you go back here, this is what you need to do. And it's the same every time. I mean, the markets do the same thing time and time again. It's not exactly the same, but you need to identify where this big move started. Okay, it started down here. Now watch what happens. FOMC yesterday, the market breaks below this area. So everyone on the buy side here may have stops here. So what do you think they're doing when price comes back here? We had to move up yesterday. That got negated. And then you see it came back up again. We get a pullback here, which is a sell in this case, and sell to the close. Now, what do you want to do here when price comes here today? You want to be on what you want to watch and see what happens, but now you want to see it turns exactly here. You want to be on the sell side and look for new lows. And you see that's exactly how the market played out today. When now you see a reversal bar, yeah. You want to buy, you can potentially buy this pullback. You don't want to buy up here, you want to buy down here and potentially sell that. Now let's do the same thing. Here's the place where we moved up from, and we're on the other side of it. Look what happens. Where are we now location wise? Look what's happening. You see that? Same thing as we did here, we just did here. Does that make sense? Just tell me, Randy. This is the current market conditions. Why is the market pulling back here? Okay, that makes sense. So what we did here, we find the level we broke, we mark it out, and we expect if we're going to continue moving down, we're going to get a turn. Even if we're not going to move down, by the way, listen to this very carefully. And if listen to this very carefully and write it down, because this took me a long time to get my head around. But once you get it, it's super simple. Right, I'm going to say it probably twice, maybe in 2 different ways. Okay. So in an upward moving market, okay, what you generally do is break above supply, break above areas where the market went down. And when you pull back, when you go down, the market pulls back or consolidates and then goes higher. That's an upward moving market. In a downward moving market, we usually break demand areas and pull back to them, pull back, go up or go sideways, and then go lower. Okay, so knowing what type of market you're in will give you an expectation on what to expect to happen. Are you buying this when it comes back here? No. I mean, if you do, it will be bouncing and going lower. Could you buy this? Yes, you could, but you don't expect it to take out the highs again. It's not an upward moving market. Can you get big bounces like this? Yes, you can. But is it going higher? It's got to get above here to go higher. At the moment, it's not, but we have another bar here. Notice the way this works. It's a push up, we have a pullback. Push up. If this pullback holds halfway, we're going higher. If not, we're going lower or sideways. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same way of reading the market every single time, pretty much, once you understand the principles of how this works. Okay, so that's the current market. We can take it down to smaller timeframes as well, but you have to understand, what did we say over here? We said if this, we just said this now as it was happening. Agree, Randy and everyone else? We said, if we fail to close up here with a green bar, we're going down. We just did. And you can see now when we just went below this. So if you know, let me ask you a question again. And everyone who's here live, and if you're watching this at home, write this down. We are reading the market as it's happening real time, correct? As it's happening. Yeah, we're not guessing, we're not looking back. We started by looking back to give context, but now we're looking as it's happening. We said, if the market does this, it's likely to continue. If it doesn't, we know which way it's going. It's going to at least go below this area, which it's done. Now we can do the same thing again. If we hold, we've got an area here of demand. If we hold this area and go above here, then we may take out the high. If we don't, then we may take out the low and we'll go down to the next area. So it's always, if the market does this, I don't know what the market's going to do, and it doesn't even matter. This is the big thing that you need to understand. In order to make consistent profits in the money, you do not need to know what the market is going to do. What you need to do is know what if the market does something, what the odds are, and then trade based on that. So long as obviously you have reward to risk and you have a trading plan, you have to read what's going. Now, there may not be a trade here just because you can read the market now and say what it's going down. There's not enough room to move until you get into an area. You need what we call a tradable void. So that's exactly what's happening. And now, if we look at the trend here, watch this. How could you trade this? Now, what's happening? If we go back to what did happen, you see there's a pivot here. We went higher and we had a reversal bar. So I'm looking, the next pullback's buyable, but to where? To the next area. So let's go through it. Here's your pullback. Is it likely going to break below here? Which is going to happen first, a break below here or a break above here? Now, according to the odds, it's going to likely break above here, and the next problem area is here. So let's see what happens. Here's the move up. That's exactly, could you trade this? Yeah, you could if you're scalping it. And you can see, is it likely going to stop here? No, it's likely going to break it. But there are people selling there. You can see there's selling pressure. There's a bar that says, well, I'm trying to go up, I'm trying to go down, and I close somewhere in the middle. But look what happens ultimately. We go up. Where's the next problem area? Here. Are we likely to break it? I don't know. But if we pull back and hold here, then we're likely to come back and break it. So let's see what happens. We're coming down. Why? Because it's a supply. Now let's see what happens here. We fail to go above, so we go down. There's another demand area here, and this is what we're looking at now. We hold this area here, and we go up, and now we pull back. We can do the same thing. If we hold here, we're going higher. If not, we're going down. And you see, we didn't hold this area. So we broke below a demand area here. You have to recognize that as demand. That means the move up is not likely going to hold. And this is where we are now. So what are the odds now? If we move up and don't go above here, we're likely going to break below here. So I can know with a high degree of accuracy what's likely going to be happening next in the market based on what's happening right now. Once it does something, I know which way. How do I? It's a bit like going to the end of the road, and you can go left or go right. And I know if you go right, you're going to end up going past the road on the right. You know, 2 roads down is this road. But if you go left, you're going to go down that. I don't know which way you're going to go until you go. Once I do, I know the odds are you're going to get to the next road on the right or the next road on the left. Does that make sense? So that's the key. The key is, and I believe, once you can read the market well, as it's happening, as it's playing out, you could trade with much more confidence because you understand what's going on, not just taking a strategy out of context and trying to, you know, say, well, every time the green line crosses the red line and I get in. That, in my opinion, is nonsense. It's not going to make you money consistently. Okay. And this alone won't either, because you need to have a strategy that puts the odds in your favor, but you need to know how to read a market first. Okay. That's the key. Read the market first, and then understand when you're taking trades, what market environment you're in. Is that good? Okay, so that's on the E-minis. So let's take these lines off. We can actually, let's leave it on and we may come back to it later and see what happens. Yeah. Right. I know it's kind of almost the end of the doldrums. So we may have another move. Now, another interesting thing is, let's look at gold. I know what's going on right now. Okay. We also called the top in gold, and we also called this down to from up here down to the 1600 area, maybe down to 1500 is the next kind of target area if it continues moving to the downside. Now you can see where we are, bigger picture. We kind of got demand here. We're back into this area, which was our target from up here and the long-term trade. So it's a big, big move, and it's been going down. Direction's still down on the monthly chart. Direction's still down on the weekly chart, and direction is currently to the upside here, but we just broke below this area, and we've already gone below it slightly here, but we've gone further below. So this is kind of basing here currently, and so you could potentially play in either direction. Now, let's do the same principles again. How do we play a chart? This is a choppy market. How do we trade this? We can look at what's happening right now, and we can use the same principles as we just did before. So let's take a 15-minute chart for day trading purposes. Now, up to now, you're on the downside. If you're trading earlier on from the London session, you're shorting. It's going down. You can see. I mean, as it keeps going down. But when does that change? Changes now. Now I'm not thinking. Now I'm thinking pullbacks, buyable for now. So let's see what happens. The market's going down, and it holds. It doesn't break the lows. This is the low. So you could buy down here and look for target higher levels. Let's see what happens. So we go up. You see that? You see how you can day trade this. You could buy down here, put your stop below there, because if it goes down here, it means you're wrong. That's where you want to put your stop. And it does take a little bit of time to play out, but ultimately moves to the upside. And this is what we have. You see, and you can see how this comes back down. And this is where we are now. This is the previous demand area. Look at where the market stopped and look at what's happening. We've just gone above here, so we may go higher. If we go below here, we may go lower, but we've still got this. This is demand. It's a big bar up. This is big buy. You know, the people buying here are buying for profit, not buying for it to go down. If it breaks here, we're probably going to go down again. So notice the bars. Notice this area here. This is the bottom. Okay. Everything, it's the same thing every time. Once I see this, I'm buying this. So this is how you work it out. This is how you work out as a day, if you're day trading on a 15-minute chart. You can just buy down in this area, just like you could buy here. You could buy down in this area. This is a wider area. Or you could wait for it to break here and then buy a pullback. It may come down again because we've got multiple areas of supply above price. And ultimately, if we break this area, the next area we're going to see, I know ahead of time, and you can too, this is the next level we can target up here. So this potentially buying here could target here. You could just buy here, put your stop there and target that. So at least a 2-to-1. And if you do this every single day at the right time, at the right location, with the right price action, understanding, I have a plan for it, and do it consistently, you can make money consistently in these markets. Not every trade's going to work. It doesn't need to. But as long as you make more money on your winning trades, say if you make 2 or 3 times on your winning trades and you're losing trades, you can make money. Now, I'm just to let you know, I'm working with, I work one-on-one with, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, working one-on-one with clients, with traders to get them to success. And I have a trader who was very distraught recently. And she said to me, Simon, it's not going well. I've had quite a string of losing trades. I think I've had 10 losing trades in a row. I'm like, okay. Doesn't faze me. It happens. It can happen maybe once a year, statistically speaking. You could have 10 losing trades in a row. So I said to her, okay, let's have a look at your P&L for the year. Are you up for the year or down? Well, guess what? She's actually up for the year. And she's like, oh, it's not so bad. I'm actually up. Why? Because her winning trades are much bigger than her losing trades. So, if she's making a 6R trade, that means 6 times her trade, the trade makes 6 times what she's risking on it. Then one winning trade takes out 6 losing trades in one trade. And as one of my trading mentors used to say, we are so unfair to the market. If you know how to do risk management well, when the market wins, we give 1. But when we win, we take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sometimes 20, sometimes 30, depends on the trade. Some trades I've made 100 times what I risked. So if you risk like $1,000, you make $100,000 on one trade. if you add to the trade as it goes and you get big moves. There's many different ways to do it. But if your winning trades are bigger than your losing trades and you have more of them, or even if you don't, and you have what we call positive expectancy, you can make money over time. That's the key. So now we're stuck. This is supply. You wonder why the market is stuck here. Look at the first touch. I know where these levels are. When you know how to read the market, you know where those levels are, and you can see the market bouncing. And sometimes you can, in an upward moving market, you can use those levels so you know where it's going to come down from and to, and use that. So I can say if we break here, most likely we're going to hit this level. Okay, so we'll come back to this. I'm not sure what that question is. This question from 97664. That's a great name, by the way. Why didn't you put your real name in there? You know, what's your name? I mean, feel free to ask any question. You know, there's many people who, there's a question here. If you have a winning system, why not just trade it? I do trade it. Why sell the process? I'm not selling any process at the moment. I mean, people come to me and they want me to help them become successful. And most of the time, that's what happens. So, you know, why go to anyone for expert advice or for coaching if the coach can do it? I mean, that's not really a question. Someone needs help and someone can help them. Why not help them? I don't see what the question is. I mean, you know, I don't just live life for myself. I live life because I want to help other people as well. It gives you much more, you know, much more meaning in your life, and to know, you know, that you've changed the lives or helped someone's life. One of my traders became a successful trader pretty quickly, and she's now training other people to become successful traders, and actually taken a group of people to success, to consistent profits. That's very fulfilling to know that I had a little part in that. I helped her. And now she's at the level where she can help other people. Why does she do it? Because she loves teaching and loves helping. Now, I'm not helping for free. I mean, some people I do, but not everyone. I mean, because, you know, what's the most valuable commodity we have in time? We're going a bit off topic here. But you have to understand the value of time. Time's much more valuable than anything else we have, because we never get it again. Once it's gone, it doesn't come back. Money comes and goes. So focus on, you know, the value, the time. Time is the most valuable thing we have. You know, time. So time has value, and getting people results is what you pay for. You don't pay for, you know, a program. I mean, if a program doesn't do anything and help you get to success, it's a waste of time. What's that? I don't understand the question again. We have a question from 357850, another great name. Why don't you put your real name in there? What do I think about trading against everyone? I don't. I'm trading myself. You know, what do I think about other people being on the other side of the trade? Well, guess what? I'll tell you something. We run a trading room, and one of our traders, myself and Mike helps me run the trading room, and Jane also runs a trading room. We would be on the long side of the trade, and guess what? This trader would be on the short side, and we're all profitable. Because how does this work? Let me show you. Let's go with the gold now. Yeah. So how does this work? We may be on the long side here, and we're looking for a move up here. This trader shorts here. We're on the long side. They're on the short side. As we go down, we're losing. They cover their position here, and we're still long. And we get out up here, say. So we can be on we can be on different sides of the market and both be profitable. So are we trading against each other? Yeah, I guess you could say we're trading against each other, but we're both profitable. Or I may buy here, say, and this trader may be on the other side of me and sell, but I'm holding to here and she's getting out down here, say, and we're both profitable, but we're on this other side of the same trade. Does that make sense? So again, you know, you have to understand a little bit about what's going on, but the most important thing is to understand what you're doing and not worry about, you know, what other people. You need to have an edge in the market and be able to look at what's going on. So we'll come back to this afterwards. Okay, let's look at a few other markets. And if you guys want to type them in, we can look at anything you want. Let's look at, should we look at, let's look at Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin futures. Again, we've called every single move of this market, the top, the bottom, and where we are now. We called the move here, from here down to 20,000. And again, I could probably find the recording of it before it happened if you want. But if we want to look at what's happening with the market right now, is markets slowed down. Look at the size of these monthly bars. This was the market top. This is, again, a case of the market pushing to new highs and then selling off. Once the market comes down to this level, this move up is not likely to take out the highs. So we're selling here. Here's confirming, and we're not buying here. We're selling down, and I was looking for this to go down further. But if you look left and you wonder, why did the market stop at this level? If you go left, this is where the market opened. So this zone over here, where we're in now, I've just marked it out over here, this is where the contract opened in, I think it was 2017. December 2017, when Bitcoin futures just started trading. Okay, so look at where the market came back to, exactly where it opened, that range where we opened at the beginning. We also called the bottom here. We called the bottom here. We called the trade here. One of our traders got in at 10,000 and rode this up. We had traders that got in around 3,000 and rode this up. And we have people that shorted this and took it down to 20,000. And also for a longer term trade at the moment, 20,000 is not bad. If we don't get over this level, we're likely going down here. We could get back down to 10 to 12 to 15 to 12,000 down here. If we break this level, we're going back down to the lows. So if we go above here, then we're going to go up again. Okay, most likely up here, then pull back and maybe take out the highs. So at the moment, the market's slowed down and it's kind of hovering around this price. This is going sideways at the moment, and people kind of like that. Like the price, people are very happy to, as you can see, it's been going sideways all week and for quite some time. Which do I prefer, swing trading or day trading? I do both. And also long-term trading. We have one of our traders who long-term trade. By the way, if you're trading currencies, for example, you can long-term trade, without actually opening a trading platform, by just, in your bank, you can hold currency in different, and you can hold it in whatever currency you want. You don't have to hold it. Say you're in the US, you have US dollars. Who says you have to hold a bank account just in US dollars? You can hold it in Japanese yen if you want, or whatever currency you want. So what this trader did, she's based in Canada, and she thought, why do I need to hold Canadian dollars? So let me go and show you the Canadian dollar. So down here, yeah, she's holding Canadian dollar. And I think she actually got into the trade, not quite at the bottom where it turned, but very close. Yeah, I think I'm not sure exactly what the price, but somewhere around here. She didn't get the bottom exactly, but this was the bottom over here. So she got in somewhere over here, and long term. So say she got in at, just as I'm going to guess this price, 1.25, and the market's now at 1.37. That's a massive move. And if you do that, say you have, I don't know, say you've got $1 million or whatever, and you're holding it in Canadian dollars, why not move it to US dollars over here, hold it till it hits maybe here, and then move it back into Canadian dollars? You have much more Canadian dollars if you do that. That's, again, one way of trading. And depending, and again, I'm not a tax expert, or every country is different, you might have to pay capital gains tax on that. It's like a trade, but you're not doing it through a trading model. You're doing it through your bank by just moving currency from one account to another. If that makes sense. So again, this is also, a market we've been looking at, and it finally broke out. We said if it breaks out, we're probably going back up to the highs. How do we know that? Look where we stopped, bang on our zone. Why there? Because this is the top of the sideways market. This is the bottom of the market. This is the top of the market. You see, we marked the zone. We hit the zone and we pull back. And now if we go higher, we may go higher into the zone, but we touch the outskirts. Bang on, look at this. You can't get more exact than that. Look, right on. So when the market's up here, this is not a buy. It may turn and come down again. Down here, we said the market was going to break out. Well, how do you know? Well, let's have a look. Let's look at the clues here. Look at this consolidation. Look at the size of the green bars compared to the red bars? Which are bigger? Who's controlling the market here? That's one way of doing it. Here's your reversal bar. That's the bottom. Confirmed here. And off you go. And you get, when it breaks out, how do we know we're going up? Well, you know already on this bar. It went above this range. And we're still holding. And we're holding higher, notice, and higher. Notice the lows getting higher and higher. So it's no, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Once you know how to read a market, we're going higher. And this would be a swing, this would be a long-term trade, swing trade. And this was a long-term trade, not a swing trade. This is a trade that's been held since probably a couple of years now. Yeah. So, and we also have, you know, we have traders. I'll give you one example. I can't remember exactly what the numbers, but there was a move up here. One of our traders in the room took this move to the upside. Yeah. And every time it pulled back, they added to the trade. And I think they took a very small account. I think it was something like a $200 account without ever risking more than whatever, a small amount, but kept increasing size and ended making on that trade. I think it was a $200 to around $7,000 in less than a year on one account. And they've done this twice now, twice or three times, depending on the market. Again, that's more long-term trading, adding to your position, or building positions, or adding to it as the market goes. So this is the pound. Again, look at these levels. This was FOMC. This is level that was drawn out already from Monday this week. Level here. So when it came up to this level sell, FOMC, what does it do? It ran up here. Now, when it runs up here, this is a big green bar. It's kind of difficult to take a sell, but the odds are very, very high and the risk is tiny. And look what happened. If you miss this, look what happens. It breaks, gives you a pullback, and you can get in over here when it breaks this consolidation. This was today's trade. If you're trading at the London Open or you trade from supply, this is supply to demand. That's where it stopped. You notice it didn't go up here because there's nothing here. We just continued down. And now we're in demand, which is why, if you look left, why the market stalled here. It bounced up, yeah, and came back down. Now, where did it bounce to? Watch this. Put a line across here. This is the level we just broke below, and we don't go back up. We go near and come down again. If we don't take out these lows and we hold here, then we're going to go above here and move to the upside. So you can watch and wait and see what happens and then act on it. Yeah, there's a potential here that this market's going to go up from here. And if we look on the 4-hour chart, if we draw, this is, if you look over here at this bar, you look, draw across the top, you'll see this is where we're stopping. We zoom in. It's pretty much not exact, but it's almost there. Market stalled. Why did we bounce it? Because this is demand. Why did we stop here? Because this is this demand. And we talked about this in our trading room, you know, this level, and it's a level below. And you can see here, the top, we couldn't go higher, so it went down. Notice we break, pull back, and go lower. This was a trade today on the short side. Right, let's look at actually, maybe at this point, for those of you who want to learn how to do this more, what I'd like to do is offer you to come. I mean, I can do two ways. I mean, you can come and join our Discord server and see what goes on. And again, you can join the premium channels of that if you join any of our programs for now. And we have a really nice group of traders that trade successfully, and then you can watch them every day. You may not understand everything they do at this point, but you could watch them and learn, and people post. We usually have, one of our traders gives a session usually every Sunday for free at the moment, and sharing how to take your trading to the next level if you're trading the NASDAQ futures at the cash open primarily. So this is what I wanted to share with you. I mean, this is like from, you know, it's not a sales pitch, but you could say it is, but it's not really. It's something that may help you. So, I mean, I think Warren Buffett said this: the best investment you can make in life is in yourself. Okay. That's the best investments we ever make. Yeah. You can never go, I mean, you can never go wrong investing in yourself. Yeah. You've got to do something with that investment. Yeah. And if you want to have a better life than you're having now, as Jim Rohn said, you know, then you have to change. Things will get better if you become a better person, okay? And trading can help you become a better person. For those of you who are involved in it and you're not doing so well, And that's probably around 90%, maybe 95% of people that are struggling. And it's kind of very frustrating. My early days as a trader, I can kind of remember them. You never forget them. But it's very frustrating because it looks so simple, but yet you seem to be on the wrong side of the market all the time. So what I want to do is just share with you how you can come in, maybe do the training, how to read the trend, and then come and join our trading room for 1 month for free. Okay, so you pay for how to read the trend, and then come and join the trading room for a month for free, and then see if it's for you or not. And you can join our Discord server as well. So let me see if let me take this down a second, and I'll just show you this part of what you're going to get. So let me just pull this up. So this is like, I'm asking you to, maybe if this is for you, how to read the trend, and then come and join our trading room for one month, yeah, for free. And you're going to learn in this how to identify the current trend of the market. I just showed you some examples, but if you want to know everything about it with nothing, there's nothing not taught there. Once you do that, it will change the way you look at the market. You'll know which trend you're in at every point in time. And you'll know how to analyze it in multiple time frames as well, because you could be in an uptrend on a smaller time frame within the context of a downtrend, like I just showed you on the E-minis. It's an uptrend. It was an uptrend on the daily chart within the context of a downward moving market downtrend on the monthly chart. Yeah, so you'll know exactly when the trend begins and ends. So knowing when the trend ends is a good way of getting in at the tops and bottoms, because that's usually where the trend ends, and you'll see it happening. It happens the same almost every time. There's a number of different flavors of it. And you also learn how this knowledge will dramatically affect your bottom line. So, how this will help you, and you'll be able to watch us and analyze and trade the live markets in real time. And what we do. Yeah. So this is so I could tell you what people are saying. Let me just say one thing. This is Ernest Wilson. It's also known as Shakur. He says, Simon, this is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I've been trading, studying for 3 years. Sadly, it's been the wrong process. Yeah. I've wasted tons of money, time, and effort. I've actively deleted all those programs, indicators, and now completely focused on what I've learned from your program. It's the only real way to trade, and it makes complete sense. He's now a consistently profitable trader. Basically started, I think it was the beginning of this year. He's now consistently profitable, and you can connect with him. He's a very giving person. He likes to help as well. I helped him become successful, and he's helping others now as well. So that's the really beauty of it. And I'll just show you this as well. This is Tom. I wanted to say what you teach and how to read the trend course is brilliant. Before that, he picked up bits and pieces, but it's never really joined up. And that's what many people do. They go to the internet and they try and learn everything from YouTube and whatever, but it's not, they can't put it together in a structured way. So when I want to learn something, I try and find the best person who I can connect with, and I go and learn from them, and I pay for that, because guess what? What are you paying for? You're paying for time. You're paying for someone else's knowledge that put in the work, and you're piggybacking off that, and you're doing what ultimately is, could work for you. So I want to learn health and fitness, and I want to learn about dieting. So I'm going to the best people in the world and learning from them, because that's something I'm interested in. I could spend hours and hours, surfing around and reading some nonsense out there, or I could go to the best people in the industry, the best doctors and the best researchers, and learn from them directly. The choice is yours. How do you know, if you go to the internet, what's good and what's not? If you don't know anything, you've got no idea what's good and what's not. And you may believe the wrong things because people may be convincing and have good marketing, but it's not the truth, and it's not going to help you. It may even cause you damage. So before that, I picked up bits and pieces from different traders, never joined up. Your course brought it all together in a very structured and algorithmic way. No guessing needed. The facts jumped off a chart. You are a mastermind. So that's all really I want to share there. And I'll just share with you how you can actually, what you get. Let me just share this with you. If you want to join, again, it's entirely up to you. If you don't, that's fine as well. So this is basically what you're going to get. It's about an hour and a half long, and it's on demand. You can watch it as many times as you want, and I do recommend you do that. And then you'll understand to read the trend, which is session 1 of how to read the market professionally, but it's also standalone learning. How to read the trend by itself is going to give you a massive edge in the market. And it's not using moving averages or anything else. It's just using the candlesticks. You also get personal access to me. I mean, more importantly, you're going to get 1 month access to the live trading room. That's what our subscription is. And we have traders in there that used to be, I mean, ex-Goldman Sachs employees, JP Morgan, Credit Suisse. So we have some professional traders who are in my trading room as well on a daily basis. So it's not just, we've got retail traders and we've got investment bankers, and now they're traders. Okay, they trade themselves. And this is our view on our Discord server. So yeah, so if you were to join and pay the full price, you'd be paying $497 and $397, which comes to that. And again, there's a little deadline, but this is what the price is now. It's basically $397, and that is pretty much it. And this is a link. So you can type this in your browser, tradesmartforex.com/promo. It'll take you to the page and sign up and join, and come and join our community. And that's basically what I have to offer you. And again, it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. But if what I shared with you today on reading the markets kind of makes sense and it jives with you, then this may be the next step. And again, it's an investment, $397, plus you're getting $497 for free. And that's the value of it. It's not, I know other rooms may be cheaper, but this is super valuable. And you'll get good trading ideas, but it's not, the idea is not just to spoon feed you with trading ideas, even though, I will point out the big trades as well, and you can take them if you wish. But the key is to learn how to do it yourself so that you're an independent trader and you don't have to rely on anyone else besides yourself. That's the key, to build yourself into an independent, self-sufficient trader who can stand on their own 2 feet. That's the key. You don't want to rely on anyone else. That's not going to help you, because if that person disappears, and I can tell you stories about that, then what are you going to do? You've just lost your income, so to say, or your extra income or whatever. You want to learn how to, this is for people who really want to put in the effort and get to that level of mastery of themselves and mastery of the markets, and ultimately consistently profitable traders based on their own selves without the need to rely on anyone else. We like our traders to become independent. Okay, let's go back to the charts that we just looked at. Let me see if I can pick up. I've kind of lost. You guys still see the screen? I don't know where my, let me pick up the chat again. I've got it here, okay. Is there a free trial? Well, that's kind of the free trial of the trading room. What you can do, just, yeah, you can, let me show you. Let's go and show you. I wanted to say as well, what you can do is come and join. If you come and sign up on my homepage, come over here and click Get Started Now. And you'll watch a video on how to build a profitable trading strategy. And you'll see me build a strategy in 15 minutes, about 15-minute video, just give you an idea. But then you'll be on my mailing list. And then I'm going to be doing a kind of training session next week on Wednesday the 9th, and you'll be able to sign up for that. If you want, you can type this into your browser, sign up for that, and I'll get you onto my mailing list as well. And you can unsubscribe whenever you want. It's entirely, this is for your benefit, not for mine. I'm doing this for you. Yeah, there's a lot of work involved in doing this, but I do this because I like to see traders get results, and it makes me feel good as a person that I've helped someone else. When I get to the end of my life, I'll know that I've helped some people. Obviously it's not for everyone. Training's not for everyone, nor's becoming an airline pilot, but the ones that it is for, this may be helpful to you. So this will go back over the charts and the big picture and look about what's happened this year and what's going to potentially be setting up next year, and what you can do in a more professional perspective to actually improve your trading. You should be improving your trading on a day-to-day basis, but on a trade-by-trade basis, and you need to know how to do that. Otherwise, you're going to be making the same mistakes again and again, and you're never going to move forward. Someone can tell me I've been trading 20 years. I've got traders that have been trading 20, 30 years, but there's a big problem. They've already been trading 1 year 20, 30 times. They haven't improved. So you need to improve on a consistent basis. You need a methodology or a system or process in which you follow so that you can improve. Much the same, I go to the gym. I've been training for quite a number of years now, and I track progress. I track what I'm doing. I track how much I can lift. I track my weight. I track, my, all the other vitals and whatever, you know? So I know if I'm improving or not. I know what I'm eating. You know, I'm optimizing food, I'm optimizing sleeping, I'm optimizing exercise. Those are the three things that you need to do. I'm optimizing mindset so that you can, when you live, you live with energy. The more energy you have, the more life you have. So, and again, I'm going to be starting to, I guess, maybe reveal a bit of that, how to eat to become a more, you know, a more relaxed and better trader. How can you eat in a way, for example, that will give you peak performance as a trader so that you're relaxed and focused. Okay. And again, what we eat becomes who we are. You are what you eat, as the saying goes. So that's that. And here's the actual page that you come to. If you click on the link over there, you can also type this into your browser, how to read the trend plus trading room. You know, it's tradesmartforex.com/, and you can click on buy now. To get the trade, if you want to get to come and try out our services, the trading room, then just, you can go to the main site, click on services, live trading room, and you can come in. I'll show you this, if it works, it should work. Live trading room here, and you can start a trial. And again, you can cancel any time, but there's a 2-week trial. It's actually $127. And there's a reason for that, because a lot of people do things that don't cost anything and they don't put anything into it. So that's there so that you've got some skin in the game, and you can, you know, you're going to be there every day. You're going to get something out of it. And again, it's more for you, so that you actually, you know, if you enjoy it and you get benefit from it, then you can do this. You know, you can come and join us and learn and stay with us as long as you need until you can do it yourself. And again, you can join our community. And that's pretty much it. So, and just to show you, you know, inside, this is our, if you click on, once you get everything, you can click on, and let's get the right page here. Where's it gone? I've got to go back. If you go back to the main site, this is the membership portal here, and you can get access to everything that you have access to. So how to read the trends in here, and the trading rooms in here. And there's a schedule. There's every session is recorded, so you can watch the replays. And again, there's a lot of teaching going on in there, not just trading. There's a lot of teaching. You'll pick up a lot of nuggets, and it will help you on your trading journey. With that, I'd like to say a huge thank you to David for putting this on, and a huge thank you to you for watching this. If you watch the replay, thank you as well. And I wish you all the best of luck with your trading, and really find something that works for you and focus on it until you succeed. Okay. You have to, you know, you have to have the right mindset. Don't start out thinking I'm going to fail, you know, start saying I'm going to succeed. And I'll do whatever it takes, and have that, you know, winners have a winning mindset, and then winning gives you a stronger winning mindset, and you go on and do more winning.